Hi, Ira. Oh, no. Can you guys hear me? Hi, Sharose. Hi, Alicia. Okay, good. Sorry, the little blips at the bottom next to the microphone that usually tell me if it's, catching aren't working. They usually are green and will blink, and they're not doing so. So that's why I asked. Hello, Cryptid. Good, how are you? Batman. But yeah, thank you. I think it's pretty awesome. It's the Jim Lee series, the Jim Lee comic series. Oh, that's no fun, Char. Thank you, Alicia. Very cool, Cryptid. What are they? I think she's getting there, Alicia. What did I do this week? I worked and I wrote. That's what I did this week. I worked and I wrote and I did, household stuff and took care of my kiddo. What about you guys? What did you all do this week? I guess my videos are doing fine, Alicia. I know, Ira. I'm not looking forward to that. Really not looking forward to that at all, Ira. And that's a really cool concept, Cryptid. That's really interesting. I still haven't mentally gotten to the point where I think I can sit down and finish Attack on Titan. I'm not there yet. I don't know if I ever will be, but I have to be. But unfortunately, I can only tolerate watching the series in, subbed because I hit dub. So I'd have to sit and binge it, and I don't have the time to dedicate to just sitting there and binge it. The only time I have is at work, and if I'm working, I can't read. I read my work, but I can't read the subtitles. So, yeah. Work, more work. Oh, finally, Sia. I didn't know there was such a thing as Mardi Gras break, Char, but I mean, I believe you live in New Orleans, so, or at least Louisiana in general. So maybe they have that. I haven't heard of that. How do I? That's all good, Cryptid. Angst is sometimes needed. Hello, Wolf. Thank you. In Louisiana, I mean, you guys have the parades and everything. I think Louisiana is the only state where Mardi Gras is a huge deal. I know when I went to school in some areas, we would do stuff for Mardi Gras. Like we would have parties, and I think we had the King's Cake and stuff like that. only one school I went to where it was a school-wide thing. Most of the time it's just like a class thing. It was really cool. I thought it was cool. I had no idea what Mardi Gras was for, but it was fun when it came around. Oh, that's fun, Era. Always nice to switch things up. Do I have the deep where you are? Oh, I'm sorry, the what? Am I must be reading it wrong. I have no idea. Thank you, Wolf. It's the new 52 Justice League. And it's the new 52 because it has Cyborg in it. Oh, that's not good, Cryptid. I think that's an accurate representation of parades for Mardi Gras, Alicia. Oh, like the big thing with all the shirts. Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking about shark. um, mm-mm. No. I live in a very landlocked area, so no, nothing of the ocean here, unfortunately. I love the ocean, though. Excuse me. Oh, nice, Alicia. Yeah, no, I'm way too landlocked. I think the nearest ocean in either direction is over 1,000 miles or more, which is depressing because I absolutely love the ocean. And no, the Gulf of Mexico does not count as an ocean. It is. I learned what the Gulf of Mexico is, like what it is geographically. It, I wonder how anybody can swim in it, knowing it's basically this sitting cesspool of where all the rivers in the United States run. Like everything that is water basically runs through the Gulf of Mexico, the Mississippi River being the biggest one. And there's no real like tide. Like in the ocean, everything moves. It's constantly moving. Everything, it's churning. It's basically rotating everything out. The Gulf of Mexico does not do the same thing. So everything that accumulates there just kind of sits there. And that's why you get all the weird, interesting bacteria that grow down there and the algae and everything, is because it doesn't move the same way the ocean does. So it doesn't basically like take care of itself. It doesn't clean itself. It doesn't get anything out or doesn't it. Yeah, I don't know how people can eat anything out of it or, you know, swim in it. If y'all can do that, good for you. After learning that, nope. Not at all. Oh, that doesn't sound funnier. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, throwing your back out is like, I, it's, oh, it's like the worst, honestly. Oh, that's good. That's cool, Cryptid. No, I like that. I like that a lot. How would that work? Do you just stay awake until you go to sleep? Like, how do you have a fear of going to sleep? I have a fear of going to sleep in weird ass places, but I've never really had a fear of sleep. Why is it when people die, some people realize their feelings for them in movies? Because then they are faced with the possibility of, well, the realization that they're going to lose them forever. And for some reason, that's enough to spur on a confession for whatever reason. Because there's like, they were just like, other than that, I don't know. It's kind of a overplayed, kind of pointless trope because if you think about it, it's like, oh, they were banking on the fact that they were always going to be around. And now that they're not, it's like, oh, I must say something now. So are you implying that if they had lived, you never would have said anything, or you would have waited even longer? Or, do the other trope where the other person's about to get married and now you're going to tell them your feelings and make things complicated for them? I don't know. I think it's ridiculous. Era. We don't talk about Zeke. We don't talk about Bruno now. Stayed awake for 3 days. Oh my God. How do you people do that? Well, no, I can't say much. When I first became a mom and brought my baby home, I think there were times I was only functioning off of 2 to 3 hours of sleep. At that point, you start to smell colors. Because it's like you get a tease of sleep and then you have to wake up and you're up and you're up and you're up and you can't go back to sleep. And I think that's worse than just staying up for 3 days straight. Because at least when you're staying up for 3 days straight, you're not tempted to go to, like, you don't have that brief moment of sleep where everything like tries to reset and then you have to wake up. No, I think, yeah, I would say getting a little sleep and then waking up for hours and hours and hours is worse. It's not fun having a newborn. Yeah, it's just a thing where like you get into such a weird state, Shar, when you're that tired that it just, you don't feel human anymore. You feel so sleep deprived that yet you're functioning, but yet things don't feel right. Like my memory of that time is so, I don't even feel sometimes like I was completely lucid at those moments. Just, it was so weird. And when I say you can smell colors, it's just an exaggeration of of just how strange it was to be that tired, but be that awake. Because I've never not functioned like that before. Not even in college when I was like trying to get stuff done. I at least could get some sleep, uninterrupted sleep. With a newborn, it's like I barely got 2 to 3 hours of uninterrupted sleep, and maybe I got enough to get some deeper sleep, but no, it was very hard to do. Interesting, Alicia. Wolf. Damn, Era. I used to do that in high school on weekends. It's only allowed to do that on the weekends. But looking at it, that's actually pretty normal for teenagers because they're in the middle of brain development, so the brain needs to rest in order to properly rewire itself. It's really strange. Your entire brain rewires itself, like I think 5 times throughout your life. The last time being at 25. 25 for women and 20, was it 27 or 29 for men? It's a little later for men. It's almost 30 for men. But women, it's by the time we're 25, our brains have rewired themselves for the last time, and we're now stuck as how we are, basically. You know, I'm dreaming. I am like 50-50 on that. Sometimes I think I'll have a dream every once in a while. Maybe. But most of the time I don't. I have not heard of that era. It sounds interesting though. How do you people function? I go to sleep at like 9, 10 o'clock to wake up at 4 to work at 5. And I think that's insane. I mean, my dad would do the same thing. But he'd stay up later and he'd get up sooner. And I'm like, how do you do that? Of course, he would also go to sleep on the couch by like 8 o'clock. And then, 8 o'clock. And then by 11, he would be up and then going to his bed. Well, no, he'd be up for a little bit and then he'd go to bed. And then he'd get up at like 3, 4 o'clock to then get ready to do PT. And then he'd go run and exercise. And then he'd go to work. And then he'd come home from work at like 5 o'clock. That was insane. And my mom would, she's a night owl. She wouldn't go to sleep until like 1, 2 o'clock. And then she'd get up at 7 to get us up for school and stuff, to get us to school by like 9. So pretty crazy. And then there was one school that I went to where school for my siblings started at 8. And they had to be there by 4:45. Like everybody had to be standing outside waiting 4:45. So my mom was waking us up at like 6. That was not fun for any of us at all. None of us liked that, least of all her. And but my siblings would go to school by like I said, 7. My school wouldn't start until 8:30. So my mom had an hour and a half to kill with me, but I still had to get up and suffer for it. And most of you guys are like senior, like you guys are in high school and everything, right? How do you guys legitimately, how do you function in school with sleep schedules like this? Because that's honestly horrible. And I am so sorry that you guys go through that. Unless you guys all do online school, in which case that's great. I think online school was like for some people really like godsend in some ways, but I know everybody had mixed feelings about it. That's like the only way I could see that you can have a sleep schedule like that and still be able to function in everyday life. Like for me, for work, if I get less than 4 or 5 hours, just to like minimum, I'm like dead the next day and my brain's just not putting 2 and 2 together. Go on, Ira. Alicia, that's nuts. Cryptid, that's awesome. But Alicia, that's nuts. God, even in college, I still made sure I at least got 6 hours of sleep. That was actually pretty easy to do. I didn't stay up super late. Like, even though I was on my own, I'd still try to be in bed by like 10:30, 11. Because some semesters I didn't have class until like 9 o'clock. One semester, I was stupid and had a 7 a.m. class. And it was genetics. I decided to put a science class first thing in the morning 3 days a week. But luckily with that one, I got everything done by 10. Like all my classes on those days were usually done by 10. And then I would like nap for a couple hours and then I'd go to my afternoon labs twice a week. And yeah, that worked out. I miss going to my afternoon. I miss going to lab. That was always fun. That's what I miss about college is I had unlimited access to a laboratory. Interesting era. Rated R. I've decided that a lot of yaoi is freaking rated R. I haven't seen many that aren't. But I will say, I probably said this before, but now that you mentioned yaoi, I'm like thinking about it. And yeah, like, yeah, a lot of it's not necessarily rated E for everyone. And then it got me thinking about South Park when they did the yaoi episode. I never felt I have never felt more like validated for some reason than to see that South Park did an entire episode based on shipping and yaoi and all of that. And it was freaking awesome. Like I saw that episode, I cheered, I screamed, I literally screamed into a pillow, cheered, and it was awesome. It's still my favorite episode to this day because it's like that's really what it is. That's really what this culture is. And it's hilarious and how right they were, and it was also hilarious and just how great they handled it. I just loved all of it. Yeah, South Park had a yaoi episode. So basically what happened was how it started was they were doing an art appreciation week at school, and Wendy got up to talk about what the Asian exchange students were showing them, and they were all showing the girls yaoi, and they gave examples of it by showing that the girls were shipping Craig and Tweak. And but Craig and Tweak at the like weren't together at all. So it was showing just how people just ship, and it doesn't even have to be true. They'll just ship it anyway because they like the aesthetic or they like how it goes. And so the whole episode is like everybody was trying to be super supportive of Tweak and Craig's relationship. And they're like, no, there is no relationship. We're not together. And at the end of the episode, like, I mean, you see all this artwork for them, the art week and everything. All these people are so happy for them and they're thrilled, but they're like, we're not gay. We're not together. Why does everybody keep saying this? And eventually it gets to the point where they just accept it and they go with it and they're together at the end. And then the stranger part is you know how South Park usually do one-off things and that's it. You never hear from it again. They maintained the Craig Tweak relationship. Like they maintained it. It's even in the new game. In their fractured but whole game. It's in there. It's an element in there now. It was nuts. It's not a rabbit hole. I was just expressing how I was glad that South Park recognized that part of the world with the shipping and everything. What's up? I don't think those can be shown on camera.
They aren't.
They were, though.
They shouldn't be.
Is she asleep? Oh.
Where's my torch?
I have no idea.
Neither do I.
If not, oh, wait, I think it's on top of the microwave. No. Rabbit hole. I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's still fun. And hello, Angelica. Stream started like 26 minutes ago. So yes and no. We're about halfway through. But good to see you. Very good to see you. Did chat stop? Oh my god. Oh no, that's no fun. Well, I mean, it could be fun, but who knows? Who do you watch for ghost videos? Because I watch primarily Nuke's top 5 or 10 or 20, whatever he's feeling like. I mean, either way, Era, very entertaining. Oh wow, Angelica. Was it not on the?
It's because I put it all in Superman.
And you forgot you did that?
Of course I did. When don't I forget when I do things?
Just read that wrong. What did you read wrong, Era?
I'm gonna lock it. She's asleep.
Okay. I know. The Titanic's one of my favorite movies. That is interesting, Angelica. Oh, nice, Alicia. I try not to watch too many ghost things. The reason being is I feel like if you stir up that energy, you're like welcoming it, so you're opening yourself up to it. Nukes is like borderline okay, because mainly it's just like, I don't know, because it's not the whole thing. It's just like you're watching it. But sometimes it gets a little much for me. I think I told you guys about the one that was absolutely bizarre about the guy who threw a pot of boiling water outside his house at the gate where this moaning noise was coming from, and the ghost started to scream from the boiling water. That was way too much for me. And there was another one where this sounds very anime plot like, but he was investigating a haunted school. I think it was an abandoned school, and it was haunted by a girl who did something to herself at the school from being bullied. and he was investigating a classroom. Like he went up some stairs, he was investigating a classroom. He was calling out to the ghost and something, and all of the desks started to move towards him to push him out of that room. And he went to go down the stairs, and this stack of desks had been erected at the top at the stair entrance, or he couldn't get out. So basically what he had to do is he had to jump the railing to get to the flight of stairs below. Green Power Ranger. Cryptid. That's fair, Angelica. No, go anywhere, like, oh god, anywhere in where the colonies were, the 13 original colonies, and go to those buildings, weird shit happens. Did anybody see that the theorists have a new channel? They finally did their fourth one. It was style theory. No, that's fair. That's fair, Angelica. It was a deadpan look. But I love film theory and I love game theory. I've been to Salem. I've walked that. It's very interesting energy. I'll say that. It's you go in there and you automatically, like, you walk around and you feel like there's just something different. If it's dark, creepy, or abandoned, how about not go in there? See, Wolf would survive a horror movie. She wouldn't even make it into the haunted house, the abandoned house, whatever. She would just be like, I don't know about you guys, but I'm leaving. And she'd leave and she'd be fine. And she'd read about it the next day in the papers. Yeah, it just launched today, Ira. And it's like their first episode was explaining what kind of pants the Hulk wears, where they don't rip. I don't know. And he disproved that it was spandex. So there you go. Dude, don't go into old abandoned church. No! If it's an old abandoned church, that usually means that something really, really dark, terrifying went down. Don't do it. Ira. No. Ira, no. No. Because this is how things like what happened to Matt Pat started. Matt Pat made the mistake, albeit he didn't know it at the time, of telling everybody that he thought that FNAF was an ARG. And they were showing out all the, like, he was pointing out all these clues and things about how it was like real world locations. And he unknowingly set loose these people who took it very seriously. And they were calling up and harassing this business down there and several other businesses. And they, like, he had to he took down that video and issued an apology. And he told everybody, do not do this again. We will not be continuing this. He like took down the Reddit he had made for it. He removed the video, like I said, removed the video from his YouTube. It was bad. Like, it was really bad. Like, Tech and I were like, messing around thinking, oh yeah, this would be cool to be part of. But some people took it way too seriously. So let's not say that there's a haunted pizzeria, because this is how those things get started. And we're just not going to be responsible for that. Took a quiz and I'd survive a zombie outbreak. Nice. You have the gift, Alicia? I'm either misreading that or misinterpreting that, so I'll let you explain. Oh. Don't go into the haunted pizzeria. Just solve that right there. Just don't go in. Yeah. Next time, Era, don't go into the haunted pizzeria. Like, nobody go into a haunted pizzeria. Nobody go haunted anywhere. Okay? I thought Lorraine was still alive, Angelica. I know Egg died. Mm-hmm. That's what Alicia meant. Let me see. Because the last I looked, she was alive. She was still alive, but let me check. Oh, Lorraine. Her name's Lorraine. Oh, she just died the last couple years. Holy crap, she was almost 100. But yeah, she just died in the last couple of years. Lorraine. Her name was Lorraine. Did I misread that? Yes, I did. I don't go places that I know are actively haunted. No. Tech likes to go to those places. I do not. And you guys know my rule on cemeteries. Unless you have business to be there, you don't be there. They actually already built a Titanic too, Alicia. And it sank. You're funny, Wolf. No, Alicia, actually they made a second Titanic. Like they were building a second Titanic and it sank. It didn't even make it. That's when they decided to not ever name another ship the Titanic. Or any variation, really. Yeah. Yes, I have watched The Conjuring, Angelica. You gonna see the new one? It's really creepy when you realize that Annabelle isn't that doll. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. I've lived in too many haunted places. Yeah, I know. I think it was because Raggedy Ann. I think it was because they were afraid if they showed that it was a Raggedy Ann doll, that people would be creeped out by Raggedy Ann, like they aren't already. But I guess they were just afraid how bad that would be for marketing. Mm-hmm. Yep, era. Dude, I don't know. Okay. Since we're on this topic, Tech and I watched another Nukes where this chick was talking about her haunting experience and how no matter where she goes, no matter where she lives, she's always haunted. Yeah. Then she pans to her antique porcelain doll collection, and we're like, this is your problem, chick. You don't buy antique porcelain dolls. And she even had them locked away. She even said one was like from a dead relative or something. And what it was in its own box. Like, you don't know. Do not buy antique porcelain dolls. Buy the new if you can find them, or don't buy them at all, because apparently ghosts like them. They are great vessels, so don't buy them. Please don't talk about the dolls. I mean, stuffed animals are like borderline after watching how many watching so many ghost videos where kids' toys come to life. I'm like, I almost didn't even want to buy my daughter toys because I'm like, I don't want to hear any of them. I don't want to see any of them out of place. Nope. No, thank you. But right now, I'll just draw the line at antique porcelain dolls. No. No way in hell. Like, that's just. Even commercials make fun of how creepy it is. There's this one for like, I think it's booking.com, and it has a creepy old house with a bed full of porcelain dolls that are talking. And I'm like, yeah, even the commercial knows that these things are creepy. Not the time to adjust camera. That was like a very bad time for my camera to decide to. Oh god, that wasn't helpful. I'm encrypted. If you want your ass haunted, go ahead and buy a porcelain doll. But I read about Annabelle and what was so creepy about it. I think the worst part was, and this is why they keep Annabelle locked in the cage, like in that glass container, is because she leaves. She gets up and leaves to go back to the house. The family had previously gotten rid of her several times, but every time they found her on the driveway or something. So Ed and Lorraine have to keep her locked up or they did keep her locked up in a box. It's creepy. I read about that. I was like, nope. But when it came back the first time, I think I would have set it on fire. Why? Just burn it. At that point, just burn it. If you throw it away and it comes back, just burn it. Just get just go to consecrated ground and burn it. No, actually, it won't be free because it won't have anything left to anchor itself. It's normally why they try to destroy the vessel. But it sounds weird, but you actually have to be in a weakened state of some sort for them to possess you. So it can't I mean, it could honestly attach itself at any point, Angelica. It's more just what's convenient. No, I don't have any more Attack on Titan stuff, Alicia. But that's why they tell you to burn Ouija boards, because it breaks the connection. So if y'all mess with Ouija boards, you burn them. Do I want more? I mean, yeah, I'd like more Attack on Titan stuff. I just don't know where I'd put it at this point. I'm sorry, Era. And move. And he ran out to the back and threw it in a burn pit and lit it on fire, and it stopped. He never messed with another Ouija board after that. I'm sure you would, Angelica. I'm sure you would. Take that meme. It's your boy. Yo, it's your boy. I don't know, Alicia. When I get around to finishing it, I guess. I have to work on a new because I ran out of challenges to do because I've done all of them basically. Or at least all the ones that were good that aren't just like gonna be complete repeats. So I'm coming up with something new to do. So I gotta work on that. No, you're good, Wolf. Thanks for informing us you're the passenger. Yes, we can stop talking about the haunted stuff, Alicia. Oh my god, Angelica, that's mean. I'm sure it did. Oh, for those of you who are a fan of Scream, the original movie, the entire cast is going to be at Denver Fan Expo. So if any of y'all are a fan of Scream and are nearby, like, and in July, yeah. Yeah, I was talking about that era. Yeah, my uncle used it and then he burned it. And then everybody asked, well, Alicia asked not to talk about it anymore, so I'm going to respect that. And then I was saying that I did. Then I was saying that anybody who's a fan of the movie series Scream, and especially the original, the cast is going to be in Denver for Fan Expo in July. So. Oh yeah, I'm glitching like crazy. Try the ice bucket challenge. It's unfortunate their phone died. Yeah, that's great, Angelica. You're not quite popular with the ladies, are you? Little does he know, he's quite popular with his little brother. Wolf. Have you seen Sarah for the End? Yeah, I've seen parts of it. It's not bad. I mean, it was an interesting premise. Oh, anybody who's seen the scene, can you? I have a scene. I need somebody to explain it to me. So, just finished watching Castlevania. Nice. That one's good. In Attack on Titan, when they're about to retake Wall Maria and they're having that night where they're, feasting and everything, and Armin, Mikasa, and Eren go sit outside on the steps. Can anybody explain to me, maybe if you've read the manga or something, why was Levi sitting behind that wall listening? It was like the saddest thing I've ever seen, and I don't understand it at all. Like, I can't. I don't get it. Can anybody explain it to me? Aaron. I mean, Zeke has his good qualities, but Aaron, for sure. Children like Becky's wolf. No, it's in the series era. Like, let me see if I can find the picture because I liked it and I thought it was sad. Let's watch while Moon messes with her setting so you guys can see the damn picture. Like, there's the three of them at the top, and then there's Levi sitting behind the wall listening to them. I don't know. Thought it was sad. There, maybe that'll help. There we go. It just looks really sad. I'm like, dude, it's like he wanted to be part of it, but didn't know how to be. I was just like, this dude's so either he's missing friend. Like, you would think in that night he'd want to go spend time with Hanji and Erwin. No, he's out trying to or wishing he could be part of Aaron Mikasa and Armin's group. I thought that was kind of sweet. And I get maybe he's supposed to be watching out for them, but at the same time, it's like it's Mikasa who's with them. If it were Armin, Jean, and Aaron, or any combination without Mikasa, I would understand why. But there's Mikasa, and she definitely wouldn't let Aaron do anything stupid. So I think there was more to it. We just don't know. I think it was season 3. Yeah, because season 4 is the Marley crap. He might have. He might have been waiting for a moment to speak to him. I don't know. Would have been interesting. All right, everybody. It is that time, my wonderful, wonderful, and lovely little Titans. I hope you had a I hope you had a wonderful night. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye, everybody.